everyone, and welcome back to another video where I take the opportunity to show off all of the wonderful vintage pieces which I have found recently. These are all bits that I find at my local charity shops because I don't like spending money, and I've found some really good pieces I think it's been a couple of weeks this lot has been found over, but I've got a nice mix of some 1950s pieces and some later 1970s pieces, some stuff that's a bit unusual for me, as well as just some classic 1950s silhouettes. So let's not waffle too much, let's just dive in. We've got quite a pile to get through, so let's just get started. Okay, so first up I bought this nice 1950s shirt dress. So it is this striped cotton material, which my mother lovingly said looks like pyjamas, and it has got this nice geometric embroidered design on one side, and it still has its original belt, which is always good because those are quite often missing. It's got a size label but no maker, so I'm not too sure exactly where it's from. This is just a very classic 1950s style. This one was £13 from my local Mind shop, which is where most of what I've bought this couple of weeks is from, because they're one of the few charity shops that have actually reopened where I live. Which brings me on to the next dress that I got, which was also from Mind, and I think this might be one of my favourites I've got this time round. It is another 1950s shirt dress in, again, beautiful pastel colours. It's got a really interesting fabric, which is kind of this geometric textured fabric in sort of blue, pink and grey. It's just buttoned all the way up the front with a nice full 1950s skirt. This one was again £13, and again not labelled, but I really love it. It's in perfect condition. The fabric is still super thick, there's not a single thing wrong with it. I really like the colour combination. It's actually it seems quite sort of modern in its colour combinations. I also have perfectly matching vintage earrings, so that's always a good plus. Like I say, I think this might be one of my favourite bits that I've gotten recently. It just fits well, it's really comfortable, it's in really good condition. I just think it's cute. So there we go, that is another 1950s piece. And I have one more 1950s summer dress which I've bought this week. And this one was actually from a different charity shop. This one was from Emmaus. And this one is more of a sundress. It is this black and white striped fabric with little yellow roses embroidered into it. It's got some quite nice detailing on the bodice with a little bow at the top. This one might be a tiny bit too small. I haven't decided. I might have to look back at the filmed footage of me wearing it to completely decide if I can get away with it, because it's quite tight. But it's just, again, another super classic 1950s design. This one is handmade by somebody, there's no labels or anything, and it is just that classic full circle new look silhouette, and I just always, if I see them, I have to have them. So we got that one just recently. On to the 1970s stuff that I bought, starting off with a super simple, comfortable little cotton sundress. This is just like a little ditzy floral smock top little dress. There's not too much to say about it, but it's super comfortable. It's perfect for current circumstance where I'm literally just stuck inside my sweltering hot flat all the time. It's very thick fabric, but it's nice breathable cotton, so I've worn it loads. I know I will wear it loads. It's just a nice simple piece. Everybody needs simple throw on bits for the summer, and this is definitely that. This was just £5, and again was from Mind. So that was just a nice simple one that I knew I would wear loads with everything going on. So I'm happy to have it. Next up is something a bit more unusual. I've got a couple of little different bits this time from what I normally buy. It is this 1970s like waistcoat, and it's a block printed Indian print of all these sort of flowers on sort of a dark bluish black background and then also some on a white background. Unfortunately it has lost a lot of its buttons, and by that I mean all but 2. So I will have to replace those, but I just thought it was a bit unusual. I could see it over if you have like a cotton or cheesecloth 1970s maxi dress or something. I can actually imagine this would look super cute over the top of it. So when I saw it, I just kind of had to have it, and it was only £3 from Salvation Army, so I just kind of took a punt on it. I will have to find some buttons to replace on it, and to be honest, I'm not actually certain it's going to fit once I replace the buttons, because it feels like it might get a bit tight. But I'll give it a go, because like I say, I can just imagine it over a nice wafty maxi dress, a nice prairie dress, which I'm still searching for because they never fit. But this one, yeah, definitely can't wear it at the moment in the summer because it'll get way too hot, but it's just a bit different, and different things are another thing which I cannot help but pick up, even if I don't end up wearing them very much. I just have to have anything a bit more unusual, especially when they're super cheap. Another piece which I bought at the Mine charity shop, yes, I probably am the #1 customer. I got this nice 1970s, I think, jumper. It is super thick wool. It's kind of boat necked with these white chevrons, which again repeat on the sleeve, and a nice little tassel belt, which seems like the sort of thing that get lost. So it's quite nice that it's still got that. This is another thing that I'm not too sure if the fit is right on me. I actually think it might be a little bit too big, but I can't quite decide. So that's another one. I will look back on the footage and decide whether it actually suits me. But it is super thick wool in great condition, and it was £4. So that's another nice affordable one, even if I decide it doesn't really fit. But you'll have to let me know what you think if you are watching this, whether you think it looks alright or not. Then finally I bought something that was a bit more unusual. It's unlike any other bits of vintage that I've ever had before. We have got these super baggy harem pants with a matching sort of tie waist crop top. Now these, I think, it's hard, I can't really tell, they're either 1980s or 1970s. The labels make me think it's from the 70s just because there's no sizing, and the care labels just seem very old-fashioned for the 80s. But, you know, big balloon pants, that's quite an 80s thing, so I really can't tell. This is just, I just thought it was a bit wacky, I thought it was a bit unusual. I've never seen a set quite like this before. I would imagine they're quite often separated. So I found both of them together were £5 in the cancer research shop, and because it was just so different, I had to have it. I have no idea if I'm actually going to wear it or not, but I couldn't not grab it. It's nice and light and airy fabric as well, which again, great for current heat wave situation. But yeah, I'm just like, it's not like anything else I have or have worn before, so I'm a bit kind of like, oh, do I keep it, would I actually wear it? So it's another one, I'll probably look at the pictures and decide. I'm pretty bottom heavy in my body shape as it is, so I do think big baggy trousers are maybe not perfect for my body shape. But let me know what you think. It's just so much fun. That is all the vintage that I found recently. I think it's quite a good mixed little haul. Got 1950s dresses, which I always love to find, and also some more unusual bits from a bit later. All of it pretty affordable, all of it in really good condition, well, mostly apart from the waistcoat, but that's fine because that was super cheap. But you have to let me know down below if you liked any of these pieces. If you are also a charity shop vintage hunter, you have to let me know if you found anything good recently. I will be back whenever I've got another decently sized little bundle of stuff I've bought, which, knowing me, won't be too long because I have a bit of a problem when it comes to going charity shopping. But I will be back then, hopefully, with lots of new beautiful things. But I hope you're all doing well, and I hope to see you soon. But for now, bye everyone!